Today we are reading The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams Bianco, illustrated by Charles Santori. There was once a Velveteen Rabbit, and in the beginning he was really splendid. He was fat and bunchy as a rabbit should be. His coat was spotted brown and white, and his ears were lined with pink sateen. He was naturally shy, and being only made of velveteen, some of the more expensive toys quite snubbed him. The only one who was kind to him at all was the Skin Horse. He was very wise, for he had seen many expensive toys, and he knew that they were only toys, and would never turn into anything else. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day. "Real isn't how you're made," said the Skin Horse. "It's a thing that happens to you when a child loves you for a long time. By the time you are real, you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand." One evening, when the boy was going to bed, he couldn't find the china dog that always slept with him. "Here," his Nana said, "take your old bunny." That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. And so time went on, and the little rabbit was very happy. So happy that he never noticed how beautiful his velveteen fur was getting shabbier, and his tail was becoming unsewn, and all the pink rubbed off his nose where the boy had kissed him. Once, the rabbit was left out after dusk, and Nana had to look for him because the boy couldn't go to sleep unless he was there. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy," she said. "You mustn't say that," the boy said. "He isn't a toy, he's real." When the little rabbit heard that, he was happy, for he knew that was what the Skin Horse had said was true at last. He was real. The boy himself had said it. Near the house was a wood. One evening, while the rabbit was lying there alone, he saw two strange beings. They were rabbits like himself, but quite furry and brand new. They stared at him, and the little rabbit stared back. And all the time their nose twitched. "He hasn't got any hind legs. He doesn't smell right," the wild rabbits exclaimed, jumping back. "He isn't a rabbit at all. He isn't real." "I am real," said the little rabbit. "The boy said so. Come back and play with me. I know I'm real." But there was no answer. Weeks passed, and the little rabbit grew very old and shabby, but the boy loved him just as much. He loved him so hard that the pink lining to his ears turned gray, and his brown spots faded. And then, one day, the boy was ill. His little body was so hot it burned the rabbit when he held him close. The Velveteen Rabbit lay there, hidden from sight under the bedclothes, for he was afraid that someone might take him away, and he knew that the boy needed him. Presently the boy got better. The room was to be disinfected, and all the books and toys that the boy had played with in bed must be burnt. "How about his old bunny?" Nana asked. "That?" said the doctor. "Why, it's a mess of germs. Burn it at once." And so the little rabbit was put into a sack and carried out to the garden. The little rabbit felt very lonely. A real tear, trickled down his little shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. Where the tear had fallen, a flower grew out of the ground. The blossom opened, and out of it stepped a fairy. "I am the nursery magic fairy," she said. "I take care of all the playthings that the children have loved. When they are old and worn out, I turn them real." "Wasn't I real before?" asked the little rabbit. "You were real to the boy because he loved you. Now you should be real to everyone." She flew with the little rabbit into the woods where the wild rabbits danced. "I've brought you a new playfellow," the fairy said. "You must be very kind to him and teach him all he needs to know in Rabbitland." And then she kissed the little rabbit again and put him down on the grass. But the little rabbit sat quite still for a moment, for he didn't want them to see that he was made all in one piece. He did not know that the fairy had changed him. Just then, someone tickled his nose, and before he thought what he was doing, he lifted one of his hind legs to scratch it. He actually had hind legs. Instead of dingy velveteen, he had soft and shiny fur. He was a real rabbit at last. The seasons passed, and in the spring, the boy went out to play in the woods and saw two rabbits. One of them had strange markings under his fur, and the boy thought to himself, "Why, he looks just like my old bunny." But he never knew that it was his own bunny, come back to look at the child who helped him to be real. The end. The Velveteen Rabbit. Thank you for watching.